Community kitchen. And then if you travel the road all the way down here, then hit the ridge. This is our property line. Go all the way down. And so that's all 100 acres, which we hope will be active, magnificent farming far into the future. These are the Newfound Mountains. So this is like getting into Madison County and Sandy Mush. If any of you have not been to Sandy Mush in northern Buncombe County, I recommend it. It's like a step back in time, and it's a great bottomland farming community. Sandy Mush, it's not that far. If you keep going up New Leicester Highway, and then if you look that way, that's kind of towards Asheville, and that's the Craggy Mountains.
The saddle there. You see the saddle?
Yeah. Getting into the Black Mountains.
Yeah, the Craggy's the one on the right that you hike up to the point.
From the parkway.
From the parkway.
Where's Weaverville?
Right below that.
At the base of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you keep going left, you're moving up to the Highlands of Rhone and Tennessee, up that way.
The Highlands of Rhone in Tennessee?
It is right on the line. So the Highlands of Rhone really is a ridge line of natural balds. And on one side, north side, is Tennessee, south side is North Carolina.
And you're saying it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I totally recommend it.
Hour and a half from here.
It's an hour and a half from Asheville, yeah.
And what's the main highway that's
261.
Yeah, where do you start?
So you go up 26, and you take a right on exit 9 through Burnsville and Spruce Pine. And at Spruce Pine, you take 261 up to Carver's Gap.
Through Bakersville.
Yeah, through Bakersville, and you, right at the summit of the road, the high point of the road is Carver's Gap, and you can get on the Appalachian Trail and you can go left to Georgia or right to Maine.
A little weekend jog.
Whatever
runs either way.
The road is that way.
But Newfound, she mentioned Newfound. Isn't Newfound Gap that way?
Yes.
So that the AT runs that way.
The image of Scotland. And all
South
those
to north.
natural-
Well, it's actually
It's
runs
out
this way.
here.
Well, it's the Appalachian
The AT runs
Trail,
that
so you
way.
can go as long as you want.
That's the,
But
that's
you
the
can go
mountain
out
line
and
they
back.
call it.
You can go 2 hours out, 2 hours back. You can go 1 hour out, 1 hour back.
We basically have 17 miles that SHC protected with the Forest Service of ball walking in the Highlands of Rhone. It's stunning.
And why is it called, is it a Scottish
Monkeys are over there.
Well, most people when they get there say it reminds them of Scotland or Norway or New Zealand. I hear everything. It reminds people of the most beautiful place they've ever been, and they're trying to find a way to compare it to something.
Wow.
So it's spectacular.
Highlands of Rhone, okay.
And as Honey was mentioning, Sandy Mush community, SHC has protected over 5,000 acres of farmland there and game lands and land that we own outright that is open for visiting. So we work up those plans. Once we buy a piece of land, we write a management plan. Some need to be left alone. Some are appropriate for visitation and recreation. Some just cry out for a trail, and we build a trail and a trailhead, but not everyone. So when you connect with us and tell us what you're interested in, we probably have a property. If you like waterfalls, we've got those. If you like farming communities,
Green burials. Green burials.
Like green burials, we don't have that yet.
We were just talking about
Mush
that.
sounds hard to navigate.
It's not that hard.
Mush.
Oh yeah.
You know, what did that
It's
name
wonderful
come from?
creeks and wonderful.
Fertile land.
Yeah, it's the bottom.
Bottom line.
Car going by on the road that's a boundary?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it
so
goes
that's
up
the
that.
road everyone pulled onto. And then you pulled into the parking lot, it keeps going.
All right, if that's the boundary.
Yep.
261 out of
Interesting place to take in 100 acres.
Bakersville.
So that's what 100 acres looks like. It's roughly 100 football
Beyond
fields.
Barnard's.
B, another B.
Everything's a fee.
The pens can be moved to give them access to different areas, but that's not where they are now.
So y'all restrict them moving around?
Yeah, and since they're just foraging cattle,
You mentioned green burial.
Are you going to do anything with pollinators out here?
who knows the most
Took some workshops with Caroline Young,
Oh, you did?
home funeral and green burial.
captured a wild
I helped her out with one of the school children one time.
You did? Okay.
At the end of life. paperwork, but it needs to be redone.
Good for you. And are you familiar with the Will of the Woods, the movie?
No.
Okay, well, there's a documentary now.
The Will
It's all
of the
about.
Woods?
It's called The Will of the Woods, and you can actually. I haven't watched it yet, but what I've done is I've contacted the people, the makers, and they want it, and they said Ash will be the place for it. So I want to bring it to Jubilee. I want to put all my facts together and do a presentation. Yeah, because I tune into
Let me help you with that if I can.
Oh, I'm so glad we connected. See what?
I need an update. It's been 2 to 3 years since Caroline did the workshop, and I did one afterwards with Pat Simmons.
Yeah.
But my own paperwork needs to be updated. It needs to be
Yeah, I haven't even done mine, but see, I've been doing white dove releases for 10 years. So I've been standing in cemeteries for 10 years, looking at plastic flowers and vaults and cement, and I am not into it.
These two Irishmen put it on the website. I don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
They really haven't fully developed this.
Yeah.
Odd burial, where you place
Standing up
in the fetal position.
in the fetal
And it looks
position.
like
That's
burlap
cool.
bags suspended from here, and on top you find a tree.
Yeah.
So then eventually you have
Yeah.
such a nice
Yeah. Oh my God, still. Well, we need to get together on this because I'm ready to. The reason I rode in the car with him, I kind of hit him with this before. There's no official earth stream. He said to go to the wellness stream, and then I'm going to contact the Will of the Woods people. It's a documentary that a young Asian man has created.
I'd love to see
And it's all about informing people. Everybody I talk to has little information about population. You know, most of us are pretty naive until I started to do my own. Yeah. If you go to my website, I've actually done a blog about Green burial in this area. The funeral homes that support
Right now we
it.
don't have a cemetery dedicated
Yes.
to that. We have to go to South Carolina, don't we?
No, there
We
is.
have 14.
Yes, the Green Hill Cemetery that we talked about, off the highway, they have a section, wooded section. And Gross Funeral Home supports that, and there's a few funeral homes. But you know, they're still into making money on the caskets and the vaults, and it's probably why they don't call me.
So what's the blog address?
The blog address for...
You said you go to that blog and then there's...
Oh, my blog?
Yeah.
I have done a blog about green burial. It's under AshevilleWhiteDoveReleases.com.
Okay.
And if you go to the top menu, pull down blog, it's the most recent blog I did.
You
So
do the White Dove releases
yes,
too?
that's me.
Is that you?
Yes.
You came to my house
I'm the
once.
dove lady. Yeah.
You came to my house
did.
once and we went down to the lower deck where I had a little hot tub
Thank you.
just outside of Weaverville.
Okay.
So I know we're making a lot of stops, but there's a lot of great things to talk about. Wanted to stop really quickly to talk about this. This is the very beginnings of a potential fruit orchard. We did a planting out here in the fall, which is their apple and cherry and maybe one plum tree. And so this is just, there's the potential for this to grow, and for even if there's a farmer on down the road who wants to be a part of our incubator program, they can, you know, start their own orchard and be a part of this. This was super fun. We just came out here one afternoon and kind of in conjunction with an event we had, the Many Moods of McCarthy. Little Anthony from Little Anthony and the Imperials came out and helped us plant these trees. So that was fun, and we named a few of them. So it's just another one of those projects that's going on. Is yeah, it's just a small little project to see if the orchid will even get to a harvesting period. But yeah.
So you point to how many?
Yeah. I mean, it's not my house, for sure. Yes, so the yellow one is the old kennel that we were talking about that hopefully will get turned into kind of a kitchen. And then the house next to it is where an SHC staff lives. And that's part of the property also. And that's where the bees are outside of the house there. There's the house.
Are those fruit trees there?
So it's the 5 that have the netting on.
Natural. Some that
No,
can-
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, the idea is that someone, a farmer, they could use this kind of bridge and on down there to get a whole orchard going. Yeah, I believe the trees were donated, and that was why we did it. I can't remember who donated it.